Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi اقرأ المثال, read the example. ثم حول, and now we continue. So we say حول الجمل الآتية مثله, and then change the sentences on the same pattern. So we have to read the example now, and then we have to make the sentences on the same pattern. So we can see over here, مثال زينب خرجت من الفصل. Zainab went out of the classroom. So we know that Zainab is singular, and the verb that we will use is also for the singular. And for the singular, we know that it will be kharajat. It ends with atta sakina. Now we have Zainabu wa Aminatu wa Maryamu. So now the subject is plural. We know that when we have more than one, then it becomes plural. If the subject is plural, and then the predicate has to be plural. And we know that a verbal sentence can also be a predicate. So now we will say kharajna min al-fasli. Zainab, Amina, and Maryam went out of the classroom. So when we talk about one person, singular feminine, we say kharajat. And when we talk about more than two, when we talk about three or more than three, then we have to use the plural verb that will be kharajna. So that is the pattern for plural, masculine, or sorry, feminine, plural. Here we have kharajat, and here we have kharajna. Now we have al-mudarrisatu dhahabat ila al-fasli. So it should be dhahabat. We know that when we talk about singular feminine, and then it must end with ta as-sakina. So it will be al-mudarrisatu dhahabat ila al-fasli. Now we want to say that the female teachers or the lady teachers went out of the classroom. Teachers. So it will be the plural of al-mudarrisatu will be al-mudarrisatu, right? And dhahabat. Does anyone remember the plural of dhahabat? Dhahaba and dhahabu is for the singular and plural masculine, and dhahabat and dhahabna will be for the masculine, for the feminine plural. So it will be al-mudarrisatu dhahabna ila al-fasli. The lady teachers went out of the classroom. So now because we have al-mudarrisat, we have to use the plural verb. Here we have al-mudarrisatu singular, and the verb will be singular. And if the noun is plural, then the verb has to be plural. And it's a must. Whenever you have a sentence that starts with a noun, then the noun and the verb should match. They must be equal. It's not possible to say al-mudarrisatu dhahabat ila al-fasli. That will be a mistake. For al-mudarrisatu, we have to say dhahabna, and for al-mudarrisatu, we will say dhahabat. All right. At-talibatu al-jadidatu jalasat fil fasli. The new student sat in the classroom. Now we want to say the new, female students sat in the classroom. At-talibatu al-jududu, right? At-talibatu al-jududu. And then the plural of jalasat will be jalasu or jalasna. Excellent. Jalasna fil fasli. So at-talibatu al-jududu jalasna fil fasli. The new students sat in the classroom. Bintu Muhammadin, the daughter of Muhammad. So this is mudaf mudaf ilayh. So we will say Bintu Muhammadin dhahabat ila al-madrasati. Julus is a noun, and here we have to make sure that we need to use the verb that is equal to the noun. So that's why we have to use jalasna. And so we can't use julus here because julus is a noun. Bintu Muhammadin dhahabat ila al-madrasati. And now we want to say the daughters of Muhammad went to the school. So we will say, yes, banatu Muhammadin, and dhahabat will be dhahabna. Excellent. Dhahabna ila al-madrasati. The daughters of Muhammad went to the school. So what we have to make sure, again, once more, that if the subject is singular, as we can see here, al-mudarrisatu, al-talibatu, al-jadidatu, and similarly, bintu Muhammadin. So if the subject is singular, then the verb has to be singular as well. Okay, and if the subject is plural, for example, al-mudarrisatu, al-talibatu, and banatu, then the verb has to be plural. So I'm sure, inshallah, it's clear now that the noun and the verb must match. It's a must. And this is with regards to the nominal sentence, al-jumlatul ismiyatu. When we talk about the verbal sentence, then inshallah, it will be completely different. And as of now, our focus is only on the nominal sentence. Ashir, ashara, yushiru, isharatan is to point towards something. Ashir ilal asma'i at-taliyati, point towards the following nouns. Bisme isharatin lil qaribi, for using the demonstrative pronoun for the near distance. Hada, hadihi, and haula'i. So now we have to complete the sentences using hada, and we know that it is used for singular masculine. Hadihi is used for singular feminine, and haula'i is used for the plural, both for the masculine and for the feminine. So excellent, I can see some answers. Hada, akhi, this is my brother. And when we talk about ukhti, then we have to use for the feminine. So we say the ishara for feminine, and we say hadihi ukhti. Then we have rijalun, as that's the plural of rajulun. So for the plural, we have to use haula'i, right? Haula'i rijalun. Excellent. These are men. And now we can see that these are nominal sentences consisting of subject and predicate. Mudarrisuna, teachers. So we will say haula'i mudarrisuna, these are teachers. And we see that it's the sound is una. So when we have the una sound, that means it is a sound masculine plural, una, mudarrisuna. Then we have talibatun. So for the talibatun, we will say haula'i talibatun. Talibatun, is it a sound plural or a feminine, or is it a broken plural? Talibatun. Does anyone remember? Talibatun is a sound plural. Excellent. So we have two sound plurals here. Mudarrisuna for the masculine, and for the masculine we say that we know that it comes with the sound of una, and for the feminine plural it comes with the sound of atun. So haula'i mudarrisuna, these are male teachers, and haula'i talibatun, and these are female students. Ummi, of course we will say hadihi ummi, and this is my mother. Okay. Abi, so you want to say this is my father, so you will say hada abi. Excellent. Then we have talibatun, so you want to say this is a student, so you will say hadihi talibatun, this is a student. And then we have tabibatun, female doctors, so we will say haula'i tabibatun, these are female doctors. Excellent. And the last one, tujjarun, so we will say haula'i tujjarun, and these are merchants. Okay, so excellent. So I'm sure, inshallah, now we are learning like how to make plural, and also we are learning like how to make complete sentences. And as of now, we are only making nominal sentences. And I'm sure, alhamdulillah, I can see that you are able to make sentences now. Next, question number 5. Da, that means to put. This is also fi'l al-amr. Da, put. Fil amakin al-khaliya. And the ending will be fil amakin al-khaliyati, in the blanks. Makanun, and the plural of makanun is amakin. Amakin, and we know that amakin is the broken plural, and it is the plural of irrational being, ghayru aqil. And we know that if the plural is ghayru aqil, then after that it is feminine. Why it is feminine? Because it's the plural of ghayru aqil. So that's why this is mawsuf, and the sifa has to be also ghayru aqil. So this is also feminine. Al-amakin is feminine and al-khaliya is feminine. How do we know that amakin is feminine and khaliya is feminine? Because amakin is the plural of ghayru aqil, and khaliya has the ta marbuta, so that's why we know that this is feminine as well. من الجمل الآتية, similarly جملة and the plural of جملة is جمل. So من الجمل الآتية ضميرا مناسبا, ضميرا pronoun مناسبا suitable. So ضع في الأماكن الخالية من الجمل الآتية ضميرا مناسبا. Now we have to use a suitable pronoun to complete the sentences, to fill in the blanks using هو, هي, هم and هن. So من هذا الرجل, who is this man? And you are saying, you want to say he is a teacher, so we will say هو مدرس, he is a teacher. أين الطالبات, where are the students? And we know that these are feminine students because it has atu sound, so we will say hunna. Fill, firstly they are in the classroom. من هؤلاء الفتية, who are these young boys, right? So فتية, now it has ta marbuta, but we shouldn't be thinking that because it has ta marbuta it is used for the feminine. It's not. We know that this is a plural of fatan, so it is fitiyatun, and the answer is hum abna'ul mudarrisi. Abna'ul mudarrisi, they are the sons of the teacher. أين الطالبة الجديدة, where is the new student? She is in the library, so we will say هي في المكتبة, she is in the library. من هؤلاء الناس, who are these people? And we want to say they are, we want to see that they are the pilgrims from India. So we will say hum hujjajun min al-Hindi, they are pilgrims from India. The next is aina tabibatu, where are the lady doctors? Tabibat. So it has the atu sound, so we will say hunna fi mustashfal wiladati, they are in the maternity hospital. Man hadha al-waladu alladhi kharaja min baytika, who is this boy who went out of your house? You want to say he is my brother's son, so we will say huwa ibnu akhi, huwa ibnu akhi, he is the brother of my son. Min aina haula'i ad-duyufu, where are these guests from? So we will say hum min al-Riyadi, they are from Riyadh. Okay. Min aina haula'i al-mumarridatu, where are these nurses from? And we will say hunna min al-Filippini, they are from the Philippines. Man hadhihi al-fatatu, who is this young lady, or who is this young girl? And we want to say she is the daughter of the teacher, so we will say hiya bintul mudarrisati, hiya bintul mudarrisati, she is the daughter of the teacher. Hati jam'al asma'il atiyati, now you have to provide the plural of the following nouns. Hati, as we have seen, that it is fi'l al-amr, that means to bring something, and here we will say provide. And because this is fi'l al-amr, so fi'l al-amr has the it consists of the verb and the doer, so we have the subject and the doer, so that's why after that the noun will always be mansub. So please remember that whenever we have fi'l al-amr, after fi'l al-amr the noun will be mansub. And jam'a is mudaf, and al-asma' al-atiyati is mudaf ilayh. Sorry, it's mawsuf sifa, and this is mudaf ilayh. Okay, ukhtun, and the plural of ukhtun is akhawatun. Excellent. Bintun, and the plural of bintun is banatun. Okay. Muslimatun, and the plural of muslimatun is muslimatun. Muslimatun. Excellent, because it's a sound plural. Tabibatun, doctor, and the plural is tabibatun. All right. Then we have tabibun. Tabibun is a male doctor, so what's the plural of tabibun? It will be atibba'u. Atibba'u. Yes, excellent. So it's different from tabibatun because tabibatun is atun sound for the feminine plural, but this is a broken plural, so it will be atibba'u. Zawjun, and the plural of zawjun is azwajun, husband. Zawj, husband, and azwajun is the plural of zawj. Zawjatun is wife, and the plural will be zawjatun, wives. Fatatun, a young lady, and the plural will be fatatun, and the plural is fatayatun. Excellent. Fatayatun with fatha, fatayatun. Okay. Kabiratun, someone who is tall, and kibarun, right? Kibarun. Okay. Tawilatun, and the plural of tawilatun is tiwalun. Excellent. Jadidatun, jadidatun is on the pattern of fu'ulun, fu'ulun. So it will be jududun. Excellent. So we need to go by the pattern. Akhun, and we know that akhun has two plurals. So it will be ikhwatun wa ikhwanun. Akhun has two plurals, ikhwatun and ikhwanun. And then we have kabirun, and the kabirun, plural of kabirun is on the same pattern of fi'alun, so it will be kibarun. So now we can see that some plurals are used for both, for masculine and feminine. They are the same. We don't have to change them. Jadidun, and the plural of jadidun will be jududun. So now we can see that for the feminine, we have jadidun and jududun. Similarly, for the masculine, we have jadidun and jududun. Similarly, for the feminine, we have kabiratun and tawilatun, we have kibarun and tiwalun. And similarly, for the masculine, we have kabirun and the plural is kibarun. Yeah, it is equal respectively. It's not all the times, yeah, but most of the times it will be equal, as we can see over here. Now here is a summary of what we have learned so far. Asma'ul isharati lil qaribi. So the pronouns or the demonstrative pronouns that are used for the near distance. So for the singular, we say hadha talibun. And for the masculine and for the feminine, we say hadhihi talibatun. But when we talk about the plural, then the plural will be haula'i tullabun and haula'i talibatun. So for the masculine and for the feminine, the plural will be the same. Ismul ishara will be the same, which is haula'i. Whereas for the singular, we have different ismul ishara for masculine and we have different ismul ishara for feminine. Al-kalimatu al-jadidatu, the new words. Az-zawj, and jim means jam'un. So az-zawju, and jam'u zawjun is azwajun. Then we have al-mar'atu. So the plural of al-mar'atu is broken plural. It is nisa'un. So it is completely different. Al-mar'atu means a woman, and the plural is nisa'un, women. So we can see here that it is completely different. Al-mar'atu bidun al-imra'atun. So the Shaykh is telling us over here that the word imra'atun, basically this hamza is hamzatul wasl, and when we read it without al, then we read it as imra'atun, and when we read it with al, then it will be al-mar'atu. It will be al-mar'atu, as we can see over here. And when we connect it with let's say wow, so it will be wamra'atun. It will be wamra'atun. Then the hamza is hamzatul wasl, and it will not be pronounced, like we have in Surah Al-Hab. Wamra'atuhu hammalat al-hatab. So then the hamza will not be pronounced. So three things we need to remember. If we read it by itself, it will be imra'atun. When we read it with al, then it will be al-mar'atu. And when we connect it with any letter, then it will be wamra'atun, as we can see over here. Qaribun is an adverb, and it means near. Now here we have a summary of attached pronouns. In the previous part of the lesson, we did a summary of the attached pronouns, detached pronouns. And here we have a summary of attached pronouns. So we have seen that for the third person singular, we say who, and the plural is hum. And for the feminine, it is ha, and the plural is hunna. So the third person is clear now. We have completed it in this lesson. Who, hum, ha, and hunna. And we can see that the dual is not completed yet. So inshallah, we will also complete it. Who, hum, ha, and hunna. And for the second person, we have learned ka and we have learned ki. And inshallah, in the next lesson, we will learn about kum and kunna. So I thought we can complete it now. So you can see that the table of attached pronouns, it's almost complete now, except for the dual. And now, inshallah, you can memorize it. So ka and ka is singular and kum is plural. Ki and kunna. So hu, hum, ha, hunna. Ka, kum, and ki, kunna. And for the first person, as we can see over here, al-mutakallim, for the masculine and for the feminine, we have the same. It is basically e, for example, kitabi, waladi. And for the feminine, it's the same. And inshallah, for the plural, when we will learn, it will be na, as we can see over here. For example, baytuna, kitabuna. So alhamdulillah, now the attached pronouns for the singular and for the plural are there now. We have practiced them in the lessons, inshallah, and now it's up to you to memorize them. And we have one verse of the Quran over here, and here you can see the use of attached pronoun hunna. So it's a verse from Surah Talaq, verse number 6. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So we have askinu hunna. So we can see over here hunna. So here hunna is being used after the verb. You might not know as of now whether it's a verb or not, but inshallah, when we learn the verb, we will come to know that we know that the attached pronoun, either we use it after a noun, or we use it after a verb, or we use it after a preposition. So when you look at the translation, it says, let them live. So we can see that live, as we can see. Okay, so when we say sakana, so sakana, and from someone is asking the root letter of the verb sakana, yes, sin, kaf, and noon. So we have askinu hunna min haythu sakantum. Okay, now after min, you might be thinking like it should be min haythi, right? There should be kasra, because we know that after min, the noun is always majroor. But when you see that there is no kasra after that, that means the noun is fixed. The noun is what? Fixed. As of now, we should know that this noun is fixed. There are some possibilities that the ending can change, but as of now, haythu is a fixed noun, and that's why the ending will not change. So min haythu, so you can add it to your list of the nouns that are mabniyun, the fixed nouns. The fixed nouns in Arabic language are only, let's say, 5%. They are only 5%. And this is one of them. For example, asma'ul ishara. All asma'ul ishara we have seen, except for the dual, asma'ul ishara are fixed. Similarly, pronouns, as we can see here, ad-damair, they are fixed. And we can see that the word haythu is also fixed. So it's mabniyun. So askinuhunna min haythu sakantum min wajdikum wala tudarruhunna. Again, tudarru is also a verb, and then hunna is the attached pronoun. لِتُضَيِّقُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ. Now you can see here عَلَيْهِنَّ. So now عَلَيْهِنَّ is what? It is jar majroor. What is this? Jar majroor. And we know that when we have who, and when we have hum, and now we can see that when we have hunna, they can change into kasra. When do they change into kasra? Do you remember? Does anyone remember when who, hum, and hunna will change into kasra? Please tell me quickly. For example, here, hunna has changed into hinna, right? So why has it changed into hinna? Excellent. There are two possibilities. Number one, if there is a kasra right before them, for example, if we have bi, if we have a kasra right before them, then they change into kasra, so it becomes bihi. Similarly, when we have hum, if we have kasra before it, it becomes bihim. And similarly, when we have ya sakin before that, then hunna, hum, and hu will change into kasra. So we see alay. So before hinna, we have ya sakin. So when we have ya sakin, then it changes into hinna, so it becomes alayhinna. So now we can see that hu, hum, and hunna, they will change into kasra if there is kasra before them, or when there is ya sakin before them. And now it is jar majroor. So we know that the attached pronouns can be used as mudaf mudaf ilayh when they come with a noun. When they come with a verb, they are the object. And when they come with a preposition, they will be majroor. Wa in kunna, kunna is the verb we haven't learned so far. Wa in kunna ulati hamlin fa'anfiqu alayhinna. Again, we have alayhinna. So we can see that because we have ya sakin, so that's why it has changed into hinna. Hatta yada'na hamlahun. So we can see that yadana is a verb. Wada'a yada'u, da'a, we have seen to put. So I have told you earlier that it has two meanings, or it has many meanings, but two meanings we know already, that it means to put and also it means to give birth. Hatta yadana hamlahun, and hamlahunna. Now we can see that this is mudaf ilayh, because haml is noun, and that's why we will see that hamlahunna is mudaf ilayh. This is a present verb. So verse number 6. So this is a present verb. We haven't seen the present verb, so that's why you may not be able to understand. But as of now, at least we know that hunna is being used here as an attached pronoun. Fa'in arda'na, arda'na is the past tense. Lakum fa'atuhunna, sorry, so fa'atuhunna, and give them. So we can see here again that this is a verb and then it is attached pronoun. Ujurahunna. So can you figure out ujurahunna? What kind of phrase is this? Ujurahunna. It is mudaf ilayh. Excellent. Idafa. Yeah. Because ujur is a noun and then we have the attached pronoun, so it will be mudaf ilayh. فَأْتَمِرُوا بَيْنَكُمْ بِمَعْرُوفٍ وَإِن تَعَسَرْتُمْ فَسَتُرْضِعُوا لَهُ أُخْرَى. So it's one verse of the Quran, alhamdulillah, and we can see that there are lots of examples of that attached pronoun hunna. So with the passage of time and with practice, as we can see, inshallah, we will be able to understand. And please make sure that the pronouns, you have to master them. The pronouns, the attached pronouns and the detached pronouns are very, very important. So that's why we are just taking them one by one or two in each lesson so that we can, inshallah, master them. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.